Alright, so in this video, I will be playing Warrior and showing you a pretty decent Warrior build. I'm going to build it completely as if I were to play a solo play. Like, you want to build around other players usually sometimes. It just depends on like what they're playing. Like, this guy went Achilles, which is another Warrior, instead of picking an ADC, which he's really should have. So, you can start with the Warrior's Blessing, but I just prefer Attacker's Blessing, only because like it just helps out. And he's probably going to go Warriors anyway, so that's good for him. But first things first, let's start with Boots. You don't always have to start with Boots. You can skip Boots the first time and go to something else if you want. So I'm going to take Purification Beads only because they have a Daiji and a Ymir and a Aphrodite. So that's a lot of CC, and this cancels CC, so you're always going to want that. Start off with a few healing pots, a few mana pots, as Shock does take up a lot of mana. Usually Warriors typically do, since they're both ability based and physical damage based. So my 2 basically slows them, my 1 goes with a giant axe, kind of a lot of damage at early game. And Shock's passive is this little lightning bar above his name, or above his little tag down there at the bottom. It basically lets me use the ability for free without wasting damage. My 2 teleports me to my axe, which also decreases their stuff, and my 3 heals me. So as you see, I was low on mana, so I used 1 mana pot. Don't ever want to use like 2 at once, unless you really need it. So right there, the Scylla just caught the Ymir in one of these rats, or feet, not rats. And I throw out my axe because it was kind of a lot of damage. So I'm going to level up my 1, because my 1 is my win clear, and leveling that up first will allow me to get the bigger edge. And this guy just gave me first blood. So first blood always gives him a little bit more, I think, getting like a bonus gold, unless they stop doing that. Nice. Aphrodite. So I am going to get one item that's going to be different from a solo build, only because they have an Aphrodite, and I'll get to that once I start building it. This guy would attack me. Couldn't do anything. That was probably a dumb idea, but that's alright. So we're gonna start with Warrior Tab B, finish that. I'm good on pots, don't really need anything. But next we're gonna go for Glad Shield. Actually no, we're gonna hop right into anti-heal and magic armor. Just because of that Aphrodite. One of her abilities allows her to heal, which is her little doves, and getting into the counter that is going to be very good. I'll upgrade my 1 again. Now it just, upgrading your abilities depends on the warrior or hero god that you use. Only because each one has a different way to clear, but that's usually what you want to upgrade first. Sometimes maybe you see you feel like that, I'd upgrade those freeze, like how he just froze me in place, just so it lasts longer. Fuck up. Fuck you.
Be right back.
Alright, you see now I don't have to back in this situation, only because I have mana pots and I also have heals myself. All I gotta do is just stay back a bit, farm the minions. And use my 3 to heal me. Now I don't really have that much mana left, so I probably will have to back here. Go ahead and upgrade my one again. Now I can't upgrade it again, so it's maxed until I get to a certain level. But it's gonna wreck them. All of them besides the Ymir, unless it gets physical. Like I just hit her for 251, that's half her HP. Or like 1/4 at least.
Be right back.
Wait. I'll wave clear first and come back. Killer. Nice. 3k. Oh, that was a good old fight with the Aphrodite there. Don't push too far. He's going for it. Nice. Now I'm gonna back. So this might be a quick match, hopefully not, because then I won't be able to explain my whole build, but we're gonna jump right into, let's see, it's gonna be under magical. I was gonna type it in, but I forgot the name of it. It's pestilence. So pestilence, so basically, you know, the aura, like, it's basically an aura, so it's a utility, like, within a certain amount of range, enemy guys have the healing reduced by 25, plus it gives me 200 health and 80 magic. So, 2 people have magical damage here, which is the Ymir, because of his abilities, and the Aphrodite. But it's meant to counter the Aphrodite, because she heals, and I want to stop that healing. I'm gonna go help out the other guy here. He's about to get ganked. He's dead. Or should be. Nice try. Now I'm gonna upgrade my heal because I don't really care about my 2 too much. It's just extra damage. Those are typically what I go for as a shock main, but so getting anti-heal early on in the game is a huge disadvantage for the other team, since Aphrodite is one of their key parts, as she gives a bunch of buffs, starts hitting everybody. Back again, start building my next item, which is going to be Glad Shield. So the reason why I like Glad Shield is because, you know, it gives you protection and physical power, so it's a good early item. So either second or third, or sometimes you can build it first. Sometimes I do build it first instead of boots, taking the, you know, the passive ability that allows you to get healed for, you know, 2.5% of your maximum health and mana, which per ability, which is pretty good, because that's like, you know, times that by 4, and that's like 12%, like that. This is probably going to be a short game. explain the rest of the build. So your ult is basically like a CCC or a CC thing, and it pulls me in and makes me stuck. So I use the beads to counter that. So we use CC for a while. So one of the things I love about Shock is that he can teleport to his axe. So I can throw my axe, do damage, back up, make it look like I'm not going for it, and then just be like, skadoosh! So that would have been a good combo off of mine. Unfortunately, it didn't work. I just wanted to show you how it works. So I'm gonna back. So let's finish Glad Shield. So typically how I like to do things is I'll start with like boots or something, and then I'll go defense item or attack item first, and then right after that I'll either do the counter opposite of that. So I'll go with attack, and then I'll go with defense, and then I'll switch it up, and I'll go attack, and then defense again, and that way just follow that pattern. And then usually when I get down to the last two items like I am right now, besides the attacker's blessing that I maxed out, I'll switch it up and I'll do like maybe 2 attacks at the end, because you know you typically want to get your defense out the way first. That way it helps you late game and gives you utility and attack later. That's usually how late game works. So I'll give an example of that as I get into these next 2 items. And then you could like save maybe something good at the end. So typically what I like to go for with Shock is hide the Earth Chain, which is like a stack for defense, and it's pretty good. I love it. It's pretty OP. I'm not gonna lie. It's an amazing defense item. And it works very well. The only reason why I didn't go for it this game is because I needed to get rid of that Afro's ability of being able to kill everybody and stuff. Well, that was a good wall by him. Good Gabby out here. So I'll show you what the height of the Earth Chain does as everything. So basically it gives you 3+ magical and then 3+ physical for your stack. At 7 stacks it evolves into another item that gives you more physical and magical protection and more health and mana. And on top of that it gives you like a little shield, like a tiny shield that can sometimes save your life, which is pretty good. But if you're going to go for this, you want to get it second or first item. I usually start at first item because you want to start building stacks as soon as possible. That way you get them out the way. Like building it mid game or late game doesn't really help unless the game's going to last forever, because you won't get max stacks enough, since it only goes off of kills or assists for kills. So you need to in order to do that, you need to get kills or assists for that. So anyway, jumping into next item, gonna go ahead and get Kinsai, which is this right here. So it gives you 40 physical attack speed, or 40 physical power, and then 15% attack speed. But on every basic attack, it deals like physical damage to 3% of the max target. It has over 2,000. So that's about like anybody, to be honest, at a high sort of thing. But all it does is really just make you attack faster. But we're gonna combo that with another item called Frostbound. What that does is slow people down. So why you ask maybe why would you want a utility that doesn't really do damage but slows you down? Well, because Shock has this right here, and his range is sort of like walking in mud. You know, it slows him down. It does a bunch of easy stuff. And Frostbound will add on to that, and then it's even harder to run away. So you have the Kinsai to counter, or not to counter, to help with that, because once you hit them, they start taking more HP, and on top of that, you have more attack speed and more power. And that's both out. I'm gonna die here. It's okay though, that was worth. So finish Kinsai, and then Frostbound. And then we'll finish off the last item, like the defense item. And like I said, Frostbound, you know, it doesn't give you that much physical power, but it gives you more health, which is good. So it's like utility, but you know, every basic attack you hit, it reduces their movement speed by 30%, which is a lot. Now, for ranged attacks basics, it's 20%. And they have their attack speed reduced to 15% for 1.25 seconds, which isn't a lot at all. That's kind of useless. The second relic I'm going to go with is going to be Thorns, only because that's really good to have with just warriors overall, because they're kind of tanky. So Thorns, what it does is I mean exactly what it looks like. You know, you have this thing that goes around you, and any damage you take, the other person takes 50% of that. I think it's 50. No, 40% of that. They nerfed it. It was 50. So that's good to combo with stuff like Hide of the Mutant Lion, which is good against ADCs, which is like hunters, assassins, anybody that's physical damage, because Hide of the Mutant Lion, what it does is it reflects basic attack damage to 25% of the damage that you're taking. So that combined with Thorns is almost 75. Or 70, 65. Finish that yet. So I know some other people have some cool builds, like there's this one item that allows you to move fast every time you heal yourself. With shock, that kind of helps, but it's not really necessary. I don't really like it too much. I tried it before. It was good at one point, really kind of away from stuff. But I like the tanky. You just took all that damage. You just get up. And this is the meaning. This is why I'm a shock man. I got hella wrecked. Okay, I thought I'd be alive for a little bit longer there, but I will be once I get my last item, which is gonna be another defense item. We're gonna go to physical, and it's gonna be Breastplate of Valor. So this is just overall a really good weapon, or not a weapon, really good defense, only because it gives you a bunch of stuff. Like it gives you 65 protection, which is pretty high, more mana, and then the cooldown reduction. So this is Hide of the Mutant Lion, which I was talking about, where it flex 25%. Gives you a little bit more physical protection, but no cooldown. You see, now they're hella slow, because I have Frostbound, and on top of that I have my thingy that slows them, so they can't really run away from me whatsoever. Fuck that wall, bro. Fuck your wall. I'm gonna stop chasing. So, see, the other person has Divine Ruin, which is to counter me, because that's another anti-heal item. Which is this item right here. And basically all your damage abilities make it so that you generate health for like a certain amount of time. I'm not regenerating health, that's what I was trying to get back. So if I did have Hide of the Urchin on, I'd probably be a lot tankier, but that's okay for now. That's a lot of damage. double ulted. He's dead. So there's gonna go back and get that. So that's gonna be it for this build. If you wanted to switch something out for this, I'd probably switch out the Spectra, or not the Spectra, the Breastplate of Valor for the Hide of the Earth Chain, but just get it early, you know. You also, I didn't mention this, but I did sell the starter that attacker's blessing, so I didn't need it anymore, because it's just to give you an edge when you first started the game, like when you first start at the middle round, it doesn't do too much. Or if I really wanted to, I could abandon the Glad Shield and pick something different, which will make me even better, like attack-wise. But I'm giving damage to Hercules. I see he's going to build stuff. So I'm trying to build around him in a way where it works. But this is still a good solo queue. Or solo lane, I should say, if you're playing Conquest. A build. I'm gonna... Motherfucker. Wrong item. Luckily I still had enough to buy the Breastplate of Valor. You never get as much money back as you did when you first bought it. These guys are doing it all wrong. You gotta go after the healer. You gotta go after the healer. See? He's running away. Why are you scared? Why are you scared, huh? Oh, you're dead now. Fucking minions.
An enemy has been slain.
So you can upgrade these as well, which is what I'm doing at the moment.
Strategic feeding, right?
So we thought this game would be over pretty quick, but they do have the better the better, basically, like, how do I say it? The better three-man here, because Achilles should have went Hunter or an Assassin instead of another Guardian, but he's playing him as Assassin. This bitch is tanky as fuck. She has still in stacks, like a bunch of buffs. This is why this top is annoying. Fuck you, young man. This fucking Achilles is feeding, bro. He's feeding. There's Mighty BBG. We only lost that because this guy wanted to pick up Achilles instead of a Hunter. So good job, bro. And he started feeding at the end like an idiot. But that's the build. Got it. Good. Till next time, guys. Peace out.